everyone, I'm Rossella and welcome to Cooking with Nonna. Today I'm really excited to bring you a Nonna from my hometown. This is Nonna Cecilia. Say hello to everybody.
Hello everybody.
And tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Mola di Bari.
From Mola di Bari, just like my family. Mola di Bari is a very special place to you.
Yes, it is.
And what are we going to make today?
Today we're going to make potatoes with rice and mussels in the oven.
Come si dice in malese? Riso, patate
Riso, patate e cozze.
E cozze.
In the forno.
Baked in the oven. So riso, patate, cozze. We're making a tiella of riso, patate, cozze. And for those of you who don't know, a tiella is this clay pot. This is a famous tiella barese, they also call it. And back then, things were always baked in creta.
In da creta, yes.
In da creta. So that's Molese dialect for this.
Crite.
For this clay pot. And we're going to layer beautiful ingredients, rice, potatoes, and mussels. Very simple, very refreshing. This is one of the most classic dishes from Mola di Bari.
Right.
I've actually couldn't wait to find a Nonna to make this on my show. So I'm very excited that you came here to teach me how to make this.
I'm very glad to be here. My name's Cecilia DeBellis. I was born in Mola di Bari. I came here when I was 10 years old. I lived here all my life. So I've been cooking since I was 11 years old because my mother used to go to work. She used to write the ingredients down, and I used to do it when I came out of school. At the beginning, I wasn't that good at cooking because, you know, it was the first time and it was hard for me. And then I became pretty good. I used to love to make different things by myself. I used to put like a zucchini with the potatoes. You know, I used to just do different things. My favorite, I like to do lasagna. I love to do baked lasagna. I put the little meatballs inside. And my grandchildren, they love lasagna. And the little meatballs, they love it. And I make poverty balls. And that's the main things. Today we're going to make potatoes, rice, and cozze in the oven. And it was my husband's favorite dish. And I love it because it's easy to make. And you can make it early and leave it. If you want to go out, you could go out and come back and have it ready. It's a typical dish from Mola di Bari.
So what's the first thing we're going to do?
Okay, you have to clean the cozze.
Okay, so cleaning cozze is not everybody's favorite thing to do. Of course, you can go to the supermarket, you can talk to them, you can ask them to clean your...
They could do it.
To clean your mussels.
Yes.
But a mussel, when it's in its natural state, has a beard, right?
Right.
So how do we take the beard off?
Well, you got to take it off. Sometimes you can take it off with the hands, and sometimes you have to use the knife.
Okay.
And sometimes, you know, you leave it some. But when you open, you could take it off anyway. And then you have to press it.
You have to press it to find the lip between the two shells.
And then you put the knife into that lips and start to go easy. You don't cut yourself. Open it like this. You take it and you open it.
And you
have to wash it. This is good when you put it under the water because it has to be washed. Because sometimes
to get the sand
out
and you try and scrape the fruit of the mussel to one side of the shell.
Right.
Now, in your riso, patate, cozze, you can either leave the mussel inside the shell or you can take it out of the shell. That's totally up to you.
Up to you, right.
Some people think that the shell gives extra flavor. What do you think?
I don't know. It's up to them, whatever they like. I like it without the shell.
Without the shell. And you know what we say, I gusti non si discutono.
That's right. It's up to you. Whatever you like.
You don't argue with taste.
No.
So we're going to do it the way
they like it.
Yeah. We're going to leave it in the shell today maybe for
it's
presentation.
Easier.
It is easier.
It's easier.
And we did use a Nonna knife to clean the mussels.
And they're very good.
Yeah.
They cut very good.
How long you've had these knives since?
Long time ago.
You don't even remember when you bought a set?
I got it from Italy.
Yeah.
My friend brought it from Italy. It's very good.
Yeah, because they stay sharp forever. These things.
They are cut good.
Okay.
So after we do that.
So we're going to put our mussels to the side. And
we need a pot.
A pot for the, right here. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna make sort of like a salsa.
Yes, all together. You put the tomatoes.
Okay,
You
so-
cut them like this.
Okay, so we're just gonna add our cut tomatoes.
Right.
Now, do you have to use fresh tomatoes, or can you use the canned ones?
You
can
could
you
put
use
cans.
patate?
You could put cans. You could put that. You could put sauce sometimes. It depends whatever they like it.
Yeah, today we're using
But
some
today,
fresh tomatoes because the tomatoes were good.
Right. They're nice and fresh. This is the white wine.
Okay,
You put it in.
just some white wine,
Hey, Rossella, you help me here.
of course.
We put a salt.
Put a little bit, all of it.
I think you should because the
Okay.
little goes up.
Yeah, we want it nice and
nice and-
saporito.
That's right.
Okay.
It's not so sharpet.
Yeah, otherwise it's chapito, which in Malays dialect means, you know, when something's chapito, it means it's like too
It's
bland.
not good. You know, it
Yeah.
doesn't taste good.
It's like, you know, that Italian facial, like, non da di
Nani
niente, it
boom,
doesn't-
nani boom.
So we don't want it like that.
No.
So we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil.
Right.
Go ahead.
We put oil.
So, Cecilia, how do you make something extra virgin?
You know, I got to tell you the honest truth. I never use extra virgin oil.
You don't.
I always use regular oil. So I don't know. But
Just the regular olive oil? So you don't know anything about extra virgin?
I use extra virgin when I do the salad
Okay.
because that's. But other
Yeah.
cooking.
That's
no.
not your business.
It's up
I got
your.
it.
It's up
I
to
got
you.
it. I got it.
Do you like extra virgin?
We're going to put some parsley,
Yes.
some petrosina,
Petrosena, log,
garlic. I'm very excited that I can do a show like Half in Malays because
and you could have the onions.
Malays is a very special language.
Yes, it is. Chinese. That's
Chinese, yes. Some people will argue that the dialect sounds like
They
Chinese.
say we talk Chinese.
It is one of the more difficult Italian dialects, but it's very special
Okay,
because
we need a fork. Or
we need a
something.
fork or a spoon.
This one.
Yeah,
The
get
big one?
we'll do the metal spoon,
Okay.
and we'll just give this a stir.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of people don't know this, but until Italy was unified in the 1800s, every single town had their own language, had their own dialect. So Malays, especially Malays in America, have maintained their dialect
Right.
even here. So it's very important that I think we keep speaking it.
That's right.
And we
It
keep
is.
teaching it.
It is. My children, they speak Malays like they live in Astrid Castle.
Like they live right in
Yes,
Mola, like they live in
honest,
Italy.
honest.
Okay, so
I'll
now we
take
have
this one.
our salsa all together. And you just want to give this a quick stir. This is actually a really quick recipe to prepare to cook, to put together. The most time is really in the prepping the mussels and prepping your ingredients.
right.
So as long as you have that done
That's the
ahead of
hardest
time.
part. Right.
So can you prepare the cozze the night before?
Yes,
let's
you
say.
could. Okay, put some of them underneath.
We're gonna put a thin layer of our salsa at the bottom, mostly the juice, right?
Yes.
Mostly juice
Right.
in here. You want to just cover the surface.
Then you put the potatoes.
And these are just sliced potatoes. You can use any kind of potato you want.
Yes,
These are
any
just
kind.
plain
You
Idaho.
cut them. It's, you know, you want to put it on that side?
Yeah,
so easy
sure.
for you?
Thank you. So you want to lay them flat.
Like that. Make it like a round to fill up the pot.
Yeah, just go around.
Mm-hmm.
And these potatoes are sliced pretty thin. It's about 1/4 of an inch.
Because sometimes the potatoes don't get cooked.
Yeah, you don't want potatoes that are too thick in this. That is the enemy. Because
Yeah.
the worst thing is pulling riso patate cozze out of the oven and the potatoes are crunchy.
And then the rice is going to be mushy. It's not
yeah,
gonna be
that's
good.
a no good.
No good.
No good.
No way.
No good.
Okay,
Okay.
put some of that on top.
Okay, I'm just going to move this over here. And we're going to move that here. And just another little bit of the
I'll hold
salsa.
it for you and
Thank
just
you.
put it on.
Okay.
You can spread that out. Yeah, like that.
You want to get it
That's
as even as possible.
Right. To give them the potatoes, the good
Mm-hmm.
the flavor. Okay.
Okay. That's enough?
Yeah.
Okay. And now
Now you can put the rice if you
Okay.
want.
we're using arborio rice today. But you can use any kind of white rice
Right.
you want. I wouldn't use brown rice with this because I
No.
think it takes too long to cook.
No.
So as long as it's white rice,
Right.
we like the arborio today just because it gets a little fluffier than traditional rice.
Right, and it's Italian show.
Yeah, and it's
And
Italian
Italian
show.
rice.
It's Italian food.
You could use Uncle Ben. That's good.
Yeah,
for
just
that.
any kind of white
Any
rice.
kind. Any kind.
Anything you're comfortable with. If you live in a place that you can't find like cannaroli or you can't find arborio, don't freak out. Any rice will do.
That's all.
Okay. More?
Okay. You know what? Put a little bit more.
Put a little more. And just remember that
And then
for
you put-
exact
oh, sorry.
measurements, just remember that for exact measurements and the full recipe, just head to cookingwithnonna.com at any point. There's a link down below.
Okay, then you put equal.
Okay, so now we have our cozze, and these have already been cleaned.
Yes, go ahead. I'll hold it here.
And my theory about why riso patate cozze is the tiella barese is the dish of Mola di Bari. I think because Mola di Bari is a fishing village, and there were just so many cozze.
That's right.
Mussels and fish were not luxury foods. This is still cucina povera because depending on where you were and what was harder to get. So if this was in the mountains, if Mola was a town in the mountains and they didn't have cozze, it would be like a big exotic thing. But cozze were everywhere.
Everywhere.
The
We used
fishermen
to-
come
yeah.
back and they
We
bring
used to
you
make them with the stuffing and the
Yeah.
and sauce, and then make macaroni. You could do
Yeah.
a lot of things with the cozze.
a lot of dishes in Mola di Bari are
Yeah.
very mussel based.
You can make with eggs. You beat the eggs and put them on
With
top
the
and put them in the
battuto, very
yeah,
delicious.
It's very good. So you can do a lot of things with it.
So it's a very use what you have mentality in Italy. That's what I
Right.
really love about the cuisine there.
That's it.
Okay. And all this juice that we have hanging out here, we're going to add this to the tiella at the very end because we want it to have that beautiful fresh mussel flavor. Okay, and now
You could put some of that
More
on top.
salsa?
Just a little, even a little bit soup to make
just the
cozze.
soupy part.
Yeah.
So we're layering here. So this is basically it. You have a layer of the salsa, you have a layer of the rice, the mussels, and cheese at the very end.
You give them the taste.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vabu.
Baboon,
Okay.
staboon. Now you could put this
A
on.
little bit more rice.
More rice.
You want to make sure you get the rice inside the cozze, especially. You want them to be, like what's great about leaving it in the shells is that you could pick the cozze up and kind of like suck out the beautiful
The cozze.
flavor of the mussels, the rice all together.
Yeah, and the juice and everything. Yeah.
Such an awesome dish. Really one of my favorites.
Okay, now you could put this
Okay.
on huh, if you want to.
And just a little bit more
You could put the tomatoes too on the rice if you want.
juice. Get a couple tomatoes in here.
It's a very tasty dish. Very tasty.
So now we're going to add another layer of potatoes.
Right.
And just add them the same way that you did before, flat.
Okay, put another one here. That's it.
Okay. Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So now a little bit more of the
I
salsa.
have tomatoes, but, you know.
Yeah.
Try to. Yeah, that would do it.
Okay. All right. I got it.
Just a little.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
More cozze.
More cozze.
Like to make a little design with the cozze sometimes. You get a little creative.
Yeah, you go crazy, right?
And now
Okay, you could put just a little bit.
a little bit
Yes, a little
of our
bit.
salsa. You want to stretch the salsa out.
Right, because
Because you want to make sure you can add it to all the
That's
cozze
it.
and flavor them.
Okay, then you can put the rice.
Okay. Again, just try and get it inside the mussels
The mussels.
as best as you can.
And you put potatoes on.
Okay. Now we're going to add another layer of potatoes. So you just keep repeating that process.
They won't
And we
be
can't
finished.
waste.
No.
No, we can't waste anything.
No, but that's too much.
No. It's a very Molesa mentality. No waste.
No waste.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah. It's a sin.
It is. It is a sin because there's so many people that can't have it. And nothing in the morning.
We have a lot. So. We have a lot of potatoes. We're very rich in potatoes today. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to finish up our salsa.
That's it. Want to do this in the last one?
Yeah. Just pour it over.
Yeah. Put it all around.
And then you spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, now you're going to put that
The juice of
the goat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have some cozze left over. So maybe later we'll do some nice battuto.
Okay.
You know, yeah, we'll do something with them because we don't waste anything. We're gonna add the juice.
Don't put it all.
Let's see. So we're gonna add the juice of our mussels.
Very good. And you could add some formaggio.
And the cheese at the very end. So what do you say about people who don't want cheese with seafood?
Some people don't like on top of their seafood, but we don't put it on top of the seafood. We put it on top of the potatoes.
Right, so that's how we're getting around it. But I will say that in Riso Patate Cozze, you really do need this little bit of cheese.
Yes.
The tradition is, of course, you probably wouldn't do it on linguine with clam sauce unless you like it on linguine with clam sauce. And I don't tell people how to eat their food. So I'm just saying what's traditional in this scenario is that we add a little bit of cheese at the end.
Right.
Just on the potatoes. And what's going to happen is that it's going to form such a beautiful crust on top of the potatoes in the oven. It's going to be really, really flavorful for the whole dish.
After it's done, it's cooked, you put it onto the flame, I guess, and it gets the top.
So let's talk about how we cook this.
Now you have to make the water very hot. That's going to be boiling, and you pour it in. Almost to the top.
So it almost covers everything.
The top.
We're going to pour in some boiling hot water.
Right. And then you put it into the oven, about 350 to 400, I think. It's good.
So depending on your oven, 350 to 400 for about
50
an hour ish.
Yeah.
An hour. You're going to see the water start to bubble. It's going to be covered with some tin foil also.
Right.
And I want to talk a little bit about how this would be baked. So, of course, we talked about the wonderful creta, the clay pots. But in a home in Mola di Bari that was not always equipped with an oven in the beginning.
No,
the houses,
there was no oven then.
When you were a little girl, there were no
When I was
ovens.
a little girl, there was no...
Nobody had an oven.
No.
What they did have, what did they have, though, in Mola di Bari?
Ufukarin.
Ufukarina is a little fireplace that every house would have. And they would have like a little coal pit at the bottom, and you would hang, a pot there for boiling water, for pasta. And right next to it was like a little pit with coal at the bottom. So you would put in this case, your tiella inside it. And then you would put a lid on top and put some hot coals on top. And that was called fukusot e fukusal. Fire below and fire above.
Right. But some people, they used to bring it to the oven,
public
oven, and they used to do it for them.
Right.
I don't know how much they used to pay because they used to pay them.
Yeah. So otherwise, your other option, if you didn't have a fukarina in your house, you would bring it to a public oven of Mola di Bari, and the people would bake your products for you.
And the smell in the middle of the street, everybody used to go crazy. I'm telling you, it was terrible.
It was better then?
Forget it. Oh, yes.
Because you would walk around the streets and just be hungry.
Just with the smell, you already
drunk.
Don't want no more. You were full.
So we do have an oven here that functions very well.
Now, Rossella, we got to put hot water in it, the boiling water.
Okay.
We got to fill it up to the top.
Okay. So we have some boiling water back there.
I'll get some.
And you want to cover, you make sure all your potatoes, all your ingredients are covered, and this will ensure that it cooks.
Be careful, I don't burn you.
Okay.
You try to pour it in.
So you want to make sure you use boiling water.
Yes.
Because otherwise, if you use water that's less hot, it's going to take more time to get hot in the oven, and it might not cook your ingredients
even the
all
rice,
the way through.
it's better with the hot water for the rice. Okay, that's enough. It's good like that. And then you put the Reynolds wrap on top.
We're going to cover this with tin foil.
Yes.
And we're going to pop this into the oven for, we're going to get like a nice steam facial here. We're going to pop this into the oven and for about an hour at 350 to 400.
Right.
And when we come back, we're going to taste some beautiful riso patate cozze.
That's right. Hot. Be careful.
Yes, it's hot. Okay, so we're back and our riso patate cozze is out of the oven. It needed a few more minutes.
Yes, it did.
But that
But it's
totally
done.
depends on your oven. It depends on a lot of things. So don't worry about it. If it needs more time, then give it all the time it needs, because otherwise, like we said, the rice, the potatoes, you don't want them to be raw.
Right.
The top should have a nice
The
color.
like it is now.
Yeah.
This is nice.
So I'm going to ask Nonna, how do you know when it's cooked?
When the potatoes are done.
When it's done.
Yes.
I ask every Nonna, how do
Yes.
you know when something's
And
good?
the
How
rice.
long do you cook something? When it's done.
Yeah, you get the fork. You go into the potatoes. When it goes in, they're done.
Yeah, if you can pierce the potato with a fork, you're probably in business. It's done. This looks amazing. It smells even better, and I really can't wait to taste it. We gotta
right?
eat.
That's right. What else? What we done it for?
I'm a mangeur.
Yeah, my manjus and on the door, yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna get a spoon, and we're gonna scoop it out. Cut around with the spoon. This is still really hot.
Really hot, yeah.
And we let this set for a few minutes. It's probably a good idea to let it rest before you serve it. But look at that. This is such a beautiful piece. You see like the pieces of cozze, the potatoes. I'm going to taste a little bit. Really, really nice. So the longer you let it rest, the more it's going to hold its shape.
Right.
Very good. You want to... Shall we?
Shall we? Take a chance. Delicious.
I think it's even better than my aunts who used to make
really?
this. Who used to go to,
Very good.
I think this is better.
Really,
I
it's
don't
really
want to offend
good.
the harina, but I think this is actually better.
Very good, yes.
You did such a good job. Thank you. The
You're
flavors are all perfect.
Yeah.
The salt is perfect. Everything
The
came out.
rice, the potatoes are very good.
It was worth the extra time in the oven, I gotta say.
Yes, very good.
So I want to thank you for teaching me how to make this, and thank you for being my nonna today.
I'm very happy to be here.
So say ciao to everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Ciao.
Mwah.